This week, I'm going to lead you through a pick-me-up sequence. So this might be a nice sequence when you feel that you need to be energized, when you feel that you need to be picked up for the rest of the day. We're going to be moving the spine, moving the hips, and strengthening the upper body. Let's get started. And for this sequence, you don't necessarily need any props. If you normally like to use blocks, for example, under hands in your practice, and have a block or two there with you, but we're going to be mostly moving, so not staying in the poses for a very long time. So this might be a prop-free practice. When you are ready, we're going to start from standing up. So today we're going to start and end in a standing pose. Make sure you have some space around you. So you might start this practice facing the long side of the mat if that gives a bit more space for you sideways. Come into a comfortable mountain pose, maybe softening the knees a bit and find that steady standing pose. Your feet could be a bit wider apart. Let's just take a couple of deeper breaths in and out. Let those breaths fill your chest, your ribs. And let the shoulders drop away from the ears. And then we're going to start with a bit of twisting. So we're going to start with standing twist. So start to kind of swing your arms from side to side. Kind of in a very relaxed way, let your arms swing from right to left, left to right. And let that twist go into your spine. You might feel the hips twisting a bit. Make sure you're not twisting too much from the knees or ankles, especially if you start to feel discomfort around the ankles or knees, then keep them a bit more aligned forward. But keep your arms relaxed. So you're really just kind of throwing the arms from side to side. You could let your head, your gaze turn as well. And keep breathing. Let's do a couple more swings. Keep the shoulders soft. And really feel that movement coming from your pelvis, from your spine. One more breath. And then let the movement calm down, come back to the center. Let the shoulders drop down again. And then, still in your mountain pose, take a slightly bigger breath in and reach your both arms up towards the ceiling. And now reach your right arm just a bit higher up, like you're trying to open that right side body. And then reach the left arm, let the right arm drop a bit lower down. Creating length on the left side body. And again, breathe and reach the right arm up. And really kind of grounding the right foot as the right hand is reaching up. So creating length on that right side. Next breath, again, left arm reaching higher up. Try to keep your neck soft. If it helps, you might look down, you might look up. Let's do once more each side. So right arm reaching up. Keep tops of the shoulders soft. And breathe towards that right side. And then once more, reach the left arm up. And breathe towards the left side. And then reach both arms up. Try to lengthen both sides. And as you exhale, release the arms down. And just shake your shoulders. Shake the arms, hands a couple of times. Good. And then we're going to turn towards the top of the mat. So now, just so you have maybe a bit more space behind you, you could face the short side of the mat. And then as you inhale, once more, reach both arms up. And then exhale, dive down. You can bring hands together and find your way into a full forward bend. And I suggest we bend the knees. And you can either let your arms just hang down or hold the elbows. And here, swing from side to side a couple of times. Really let the neck soften. Let the heavy head drop down. You might feel the hips moving a bit. Take another breath in and out. And then let that swinging calm down. Bend the knees even more and bring your both hands on the mat. Open the palms and then step your both feet into a plank. So here we start to strengthen the upper body a bit more, and you can rock forward and back a couple of times if you feel that you need to adjust the hands, knowing we're going to stay on the hands for a little while. Make sure you have stable support on both hands. And then we're going to do a bit of movement here. So now leave the left hand down and then open towards the right side of the mat. Kind of like a mini side plank. And then bring both hands down. Same to the other side. Leave your right hand down. Your feet stay kind of one next to each other. And open the chest to the left. And then bring the left hand down. And same again, turning towards the right. Maybe the feet are more kind of one behind the other. And again, right hand comes down. Leave the right hand on the mat. Turn to the left. So not a full side plank, just kind of opening to the side. See how that feels. Once more to the left. Turning towards the side of the mat. And bring the right hand down. Once more to the left. So weight on the right hand. Turn to the left. And then bring both hands down. And from here, change into downward facing dog. And we're going to keep moving here. So now in this downward dog, walk from one foot to the other. But rather than focusing on the feet, really try to move your hips. Trying to move those two sides of the pelvis so that there's a bit of a twisting going on in the pelvic area. Maybe that twist comes into your spine. Maybe you feel the shoulders moving. So let this dog go for a little walk. You can walk from one hand to the other as well if that feels good. Still keep the heavy head dropping down, but really trying to bring movement to that pelvic area. So if you're now doing this at the end of your working day, maybe you've been sitting a lot, it's nice to get some movement into the hip, lower back, pelvic area. Let's do a couple more steps. Head drops down. And then bring yourself to the center. Breathe in and out. And for a moment, bring the knees down and either lean into child's pose, drop the head down, or other option would be to bring yourself into a seat for a moment. So if you'd rather find an upright pose, if that helps the shoulders, arms to relax a bit more, then take a few breaths in a seat. But wherever you are, just take the weight, take the pressure of the arms, shoulders and hands. And notice the breath. Maybe notice the heart rate has gone up a bit. We did a lot of movement on the arms and hands already. Breathe in and out. Because then we're going to go back onto the hands. So with your next couple of breaths, bring yourself onto all fours from wherever you were and tuck the toes under, lift back into downward facing dog. And then we're going to move a few times between downward facing dog and upward facing dog. Or you might do a big cobra pose. So now first, from your downward dog, as you breathe in, round your spine forward towards the plank pose. Bring the knees down and then exhale, open the chest. Either a big cobra or upward dog. So knees could be down on the mat, or you might be on the tops of the feet. Lift the knees off the ground. And then bring the knees back down. Now inhale, reach the pelvis back, tuck the toes under, and exhale back into downward dog. Head drops down. And we'll do this another 3 rounds. As you inhale, round the spine forward. So you're going to rippling through the spine. Then bring the knees down. Exhale, open the chest. You could even look up. 1 breath here. And then knees back down. Inhale, send the pelvis back. And exhale to downward dog. Head drops down. Same again with your in-breath. Round the spine forward. Shift the weight to the hands. The knees come down. Exhale into that big full body back bend. Breathe to the chest. Knees come down. Inhale, pelvis reaches back. Exhale, downward dog. 1 more round with your in-breath, rounding the spine. So trying to go through the spine. The knees come down, open the fronts of the hips. Exhale, opening the chest. Pressing shoulders gently down. And knees come down. Inhale, all 4s, and exhale to downward dog. Shake the head a couple of times. You can adjust hands if needed. And then we're going to come into a 3-legged dog. So we're still going to stay on the hands. Keep your wrists supported. Engage the palms. Now as you inhale, lift your left leg into a 3-legged dog. But first, keep your hips kind of closed. So keeping the pelvis more squared. That probably means the left foot toes stay turned down to the mat. Left heel pointing up. And the leg is a bit more parallel to the floor. Then with your next in-breath, start to open the hips. So rotating both hips open, the pelvis turns more open to the side of the mat. So a more open 3-legged dog. If you want, you can even bend the left knee so that the left foot comes closer to the buttocks, creating more external rotation in the hips. Breathe in and out. And then we're going to exhale, close the hips, bring the left knee forward all the way down to the mat, and step the left hand further forward on the mat, open into a gate pose. So now turn chest out to the side and reach the right arm up. And we're going to move here as well. So make sure your left hand is in a comfortable place. You can bring your left foot behind you. And now first, open the chest and turn your right foot toes up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, close the right foot, close your chest. You can reach the right arm under the left arm. Same again. Inhale, open the chest and turn your right foot toes up. The right arm just going where it likes to go. And exhale, close the right foot, close the chest. You can reach the right arm under the left arm. 2 more times. Inhale, open up to the ceiling. Exhale, close down towards the floor. You can follow the hand with your gaze. Once more. Inhale, turn the right foot, let the hips open, let the chest open. And exhale, bring that right hand all the way down to the mat. Turn pelvis, chest towards the mat. And now we're going to come into a pigeon from here. And in this pigeon, I suggest we open the left hip. But you could try bringing your left heel, the left foot under the right hip. So maybe just a bit different kind of pigeon that we more often do. See if it would feel nice to lean your right hip onto that left foot, and then you could release that right foot toes. If that doesn't feel good, or if you want to bring a block under the pelvis, you are very welcome to do so. Once you have your pigeon, we're going to move again. This time we're going to leave the right hand on the mat And now as you inhale, twist out to the left. You can reach the left arm up and behind you. And then with the next breath, close the chest and bring the left hand back in front of you. Same again. Inhale and open the chest and reach the left arm behind you. And then closing the chest, bring hands back in front of you. Once more, inhale, twist out to the left. And now we're going to stay here a little while. You could either just rest your left hand maybe on the pelvis, maybe on the right thigh. Or you could bend the right knee and reach left hand to that right foot. And that might give you more of an opening in the front of your right thigh. Now make sure that none of this hurts in the knees, none of this hurts in the hip joints. Make sure you can keep on breathing and keep that right arm, shoulder active. And then with the next breath, slowly release the right foot and left hand down to the mat. And tuck the right foot toes under, step into full downward dog. And again, do those few steps from one foot to the other, really trying to get the hips, the pelvic calves moving. Shake the head. And we'll do the same to the other side. So first, that three-legged dog. Now lift your right foot up behind you, and first, keep the hips more closer, looking for more stability around the hips. The right foot toes stay turned down, the right heel kind of turning up. The right leg is more parallel to the floor, but we're still breathing. And then we start to open the hips, and it might be that your right leg goes higher up. And you can either keep the right leg straight or bend the right knee so that the right foot comes closer to the buttocks. So more of an open or kind of externally rotated idea in the hips here. Head still dropping down. We're breathing. And then exhale, close the hips and bring the right knee down somewhere closer to the pelvis, and then step the right hand a bit further forward so that when we arrive into our gate pose, your right hand stays under your right shoulder. And then we start to turn chest and pelvis out to the side, and lift the left arm higher up. And find the idea of left foot toes turning up to the ceiling, and that rotation goes through the hips into the chest. And now as you exhale, close the left foot and close the chest. The left arm could reach under the right armpit. You can follow it with a gaze. And again, inhale, turn the left foot toes up, let the hips rotate, and then opening the chest. Again, the left arm just kind of goes where it wants to go. It could be bent. And exhale, closing in, and the left arm reaching more behind you. 2 more times. Inhale, opening. This time, I'm going to bring that left arm more over the head. That gives a nice opening around my shoulders. And exhale, close again, the left arm reaching under the right arm. 1 more time. Again, turn the left foot toes up. Rotate through the hips, through the pelvis, through the chest. And exhale. Now closing in, bring both hands down, turn the pelvis, the chest to the mat, and we'll go into the pigeon on the other side. So now we need to open that right hip a bit. You might move where that right knee is, maybe it comes more out to the side. And how would it feel to now bring the right heel, the right foot under the left hip, kind of leaning the front of the hip onto that right foot. You might adjust the angles in your legs. You could bring a block under pelvis if that feels good. And it's okay if this feels different than what you're normally used to. So it's good to try something else. Once you have that place for your pigeon legs, leave the left hand down and then Inhale, reach the right arm up, twisting to the right. Bring the arm behind you. And from there, with the next breath, twisting back, bring the right hand in front of you. Same again. I'm breathing in and twisting out to the right. Keep your back lifted up. And then closing in, the right hand comes back. Once more, twisting out to the right. And then we're going to stay here and either bring the right hand onto your hips or, to the back of the pelvis, or maybe onto your left thigh. Or you could bend your left knee and reach right hand to that left foot. But remember, bending that knee behind you is very optional. So don't feel that you have to do it. It could be that it's different on the second side. It might give more of a stretch in the front of the thigh, but make sure it doesn't hurt. And again, that left arm stays active. We're pressing down. Breathing, take one more breath here. And then slowly release the left foot. Release the right hand down. And we're going to again tuck the left foot toes under and come back into a downward dog. Now we have a couple more movements. And we're going to still stay on the hands. We're going to play with a bit of a wild thing here. So make your downward dog first more active, maybe bending the knees so you're ready to move. And then we're going to leave the left hand on the mat. Step the left foot more to the right. Step right over the left. And from here, open the chest, looking up to your inner wild thing. The right hand is no longer on the mat. And let's go back. Bring both hands down. And now step your right foot to the other side of the mat. Keep the right hand down. And from there we start to turn the pelvis, the chest up to the ceiling. Your left hand is no longer on the mat. Breathing, and let's close in. And we're going to play with this movement a few times. So now leaving the left hand down, left foot steps over to the right. And I'm opening the belly, the pelvis, the chest up. And then looking down, bringing hands down, changing hands, changing legs. Right hand stays down and opening the pelvis or the front up. So finding some back bend, and you could go a bit further if you want. And then bring the left hand down. Let's do once more, both sides. Change your feet. Start to turn the pelvis, release the right hand off the mat. Opening up. Again, maybe going a bit further. And then bring hands down once more. Leave the right hand down. Change your feet. And once more, open the belly, the chest up. Breathing. And then bring your hands down. Find a kind of downward dog, but now start to walk your hands and feet together so that you could release the weight of the hands and arrive in a full forward bend. Again, you could let the hands and arms just hang down or take hold of the elbows like you might have done in the beginning. And either just stay in the center or swing from side to side. Let the shoulders soften, let the heavy head hang down. Take a couple of breaths in and out. Knees could be bent or you might straighten the legs more. And then release the hands down if you're holding the elbows. Bend the knees quite deeply so you can start to bring the pelvis under and slowly roll the back up. Vertebra by vertebra. Bring yourself up to standing. I'll turn towards you. You might turn sideways as well if you want. Steady your feet. And we go back to that standing twist we had in the very beginning. So start to swing from side to side, a bit like throwing your arms from side to side. And now keep your arms really heavy. So the arms are not doing anything. They're just like two heavy, relaxed pieces of spaghetti attached to your body, and your body is twisting, and that's what's throwing the arms from side to side. Shoulders really soft. Head could be turning, but not forcing the neck to twist. And a few times. You can go faster if you want, if that's more natural to you, as long as this stays as a relaxed movement. Now, we've spent a lot of time on the arms. Let the arms soft and relax here. Breathing. Let's do a couple more movements. Knees can stay bent. And then we'll let that twisting calm down. Let that movement calm down. Come back to the center. You can roll the shoulders. And bring hands onto your lower belly, just below the navel. Keep your knees soft. And take a few slightly deeper breaths in and out. You could send those few breaths all the way down towards the hands on your belly. Keep shoulders, keep neck soft. I can feel the breath. Notice the breath. Let the heart calm down. Just notice how you feel now. Do you feel more energized? Do you feel more tired? It's all good. If you feel that you want to continue your practice here, you might go into different movements. Maybe you want to add a Savasana pose here. You decide. I'm going to close our shared practice here. If you want, you can bring your palms together in front of the chest. So if this is the end of the practice for you, make sure you thank yourself. Give yourself some credit for showing up on your mat in your practice today. And I thank you very much for joining in. I do hope you enjoyed the practice. Namaste. Thank you. Great. And before you go, if you enjoyed the practice, please give the video a thumbs up and also share it with friends who might need some picking up every now and then. If you haven't already, also subscribe to the channel. There will be loads more yoga videos coming up every week. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.